Okay, guys, so here we go. Here's our objective for the day. Our objective is I can order numbers on the positive side of the number line. Okay? So I'm going to change that real quick. Make an S right here. I can order numbers. Okay? I can order numbers on the positive side of the number line. That's what we're going to start with today. It seems pretty simple. And you probably could do this a long time ago, but honestly, guys, it's not. When we start throwing in some of the different things that we've talked about in the past 2 weeks. Okay? So I can order numbers on the positive side of the number line. If you need to stop and write it down, but there's our objective for the day. Okay? And I'm going to be doing a note check at the end of it so that you can get credit for your notes today. It shouldn't be too bad, though, but here we go. You're going to be doing lots of these. You ready? We're going to be doing lots of number lines. Don't copy this one, just hang out with me. But if I have this one here, right, we would have a number line. We would put 0 here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little review from yesterday, but what do we call these numbers? Anybody remember? That's right. They're called, just kidding. It's like whole numbers. Okay, remember those positive ones on the number line are whole numbers. Now, I can put some on the left side of the 0. On the left side of the 0, I have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Now, when I talk about all of these, the red and the blue, what do we call those? I gave it away a minute ago. We call those integers. Just a little review from yesterday. And then we talked about all the little things inside, right? Okay, we could have fractions. We could have decimals. We could have perfect squares, right? We could have all of those things, but for right now, we're going to focus on some different things, all right? So we could have all those things that go inside, and we could put them on our number line. So the first number line I want you to copy for me real quick is just like that. Now, when you make these number lines, guys, spread them out a little bit, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to go crazy across your paper, but before we do the next one, make sure you leave some room. Or don't put this right at the top, right underneath the objective. Give yourself some room. Okay? So let's start off rather easy. All right? Let's go ahead and put a point at 2. Where would 2 go on my number line? Right here, right? Okay, there's 2. We can see it on the number line. There we go. Right? Nothing too crazy there. Okay, let's step it up a little bit. What about if I go 13 over 4. What's 13 over 4 going to simplify to? Well, if I simplify it, I know that 4 goes into 13 3 times, and it'll leave me with 1/4 left over. And if you remember, we got 3.25 as our decimal for 1/4. Okay, so that would go a little bit more than 3. Let's put it right there. Okay? Let's add another number here. Let's put another one on here. Okay? Let's put the square root of 16 minus 3. That's kind of an interesting problem if I take a look at it. But if I have 16 minus 3, so the square root of 16 would be 4. 4 minus 3 would equal 1. Okay? Now, as you notice that I'm doing this on the number line, I'm writing what it was before I simplified it. Okay? Square root of 16, not 13. Square root of 16 minus 1. Okay? What if I put a decimal on here? Let's go with 0.8. Where would 0.8 go? Well, 0.8 is a little bit less than 1, right? 80 cents. 0.8. What if I did 0.12 repeating? Where would that go? Well, as a decimal, it's just 0.12, right? 0.12. If we round it, it would just be 0.12. So it's going to put that pretty close to 0, 10 cents. And there's our first number line, okay? So you notice, guys, I have all those points in between there. Okay, let's get a little crazy now. You ready? All right, on my next number line, here's what I want. We're going to go from 0 to 1. Okay? 0 to 1. Now, those tick marks in between are going to be, I got 4 of them, so we're going to go 0.25. 0.5, the one right in the middle, and 0.75. Okay, get that copy down with me. Once again, if you need to pause it and do it, copy it down. Let's start adding some decimals up there. Let's start nice and easy. Let's go with 0.4. Where would 0.4 go? 0.4. Now, if I think about this, right, I have 0.4. Okay, if I add a 0, let's get all these looking the same. If I add a 0, I have 0.40. I have 40 cents, okay? So 40 would go a little bit less than 50. Maybe let's just say right there, 0.4. What if I get pretty small? 0.11. Okay, 0.11 in between there. 0.11. What about this one though? What if I had 0.01? 0.01, where would that go? Well, now think, hey, I got 1 cent, right? 1 cent, so I just got barely over a 0. I got 1 cent right there. 0.01. What if I have, I don't know, let's go 3/4. Well, this ought to be one that I start remembering how to do, but if I go 4 into 3, or if I just remember what it is, okay, 4 divided by 30, we get 7. 7 times 4, 28. Subtract 2, 0, 0, drop a 0. 4 into 20, 5 times. There we go. There's 3/4. Okay? All of those could be in there. What if I had, let's get crazy for a second. What if I went smaller than 2 decimal places? What if I went 0.005? 0.005. Huh, where would that go? That's a little bit tricky. But now let's think about it. Remember before, the one I just erased, I had 0.01. Now which one's bigger? Which one's smaller? Well, if I look at it, right, I compare decimals. Let's get all my decimals the same amount of spaces after the decimal point. So now look, I have 0.010 and I have 0.5. So this one's actually smaller, which means it needs to be closer to 0. I'm going to run out of room because it's so small, but I'm going to put it right there, 0.005. Okay? That's how we can put them in order. Okay? I'm going to do two more quick ones. Okay, let's do this one now. 0, 4, 8, 12, 16. Once again, you need to pause your video. Pause your video. Okay, here, let's work on our perfect square roots a little bit. Let's go square root of 225. What does that equal? You remember? Square root of 225? 15. There we go. Let's put it on the number line. 15. A little bit less than 16, right? Okay. Let's do another one. Let's do 8.99. $8.99. $8.99. Think about it. I have 8, 9, 10, 11 here and here. So let's go a little bit more than 8. Let's go 8.99. What about, let's do another fraction. What about, let's go 80 over 7. Let's go 80 over 7. How many 7s go into 80? Well, I know that 7 times 11 is 77, so I know that that's going to be pretty close. So if I go 11, okay, 7 times 11, what does that leave me left over? 11 and 77, 3 sevenths. So there we go. There's my answer. A little bit less than 12. Pretty close to 12, though. 80 over 7. Trying to understand where I'm getting this, guys? We're putting on the number line. What if I go square root of 16 over 4? And I write that. That looks pretty funky, right? If you were saying rational or irrational, you might have said, whoa, I don't know about that one. Might be irrational. But 16 square root is 4 over 4, which means I simplify to 1. So there goes that one. Okay? And it's okay. We can come up with an estimate. It wouldn't quite be on the number line, but if I did a non-perfect square, let's say I did the square root of 26. This goes back to when we estimate our square roots, and I know that square root of 26 is in between 25 and 36, right? But it's just a little bit more here. Okay, so it's in between 5 and 6, and it's really close to 25, so it's going to be somewhere in this area. Let's say 5.1. So square root of 26, let's see, 5 is probably about right there somewhere. Square root of 26. Now remember, that's an irrational number though. We can still put an estimate down there and it can still fall on our number line, what it equals to, but everything that we've done today so far has been rational. That's an irrational one. Okay? How we feel? Think we can try some on our own? Alright guys, I'm going to stop it there and we're going to try some on our own.